seriously. What else? And I can't fix the direction now that I've started my live. So hold on. I gotta turn my thing, which is not super easy to do. Oh, sorry. Here we go. Oh. Where is my camera? Oh, why is it doing this? Oh, that's why. There we go. Oh, goodness, you guys. I'm so sorry. So I'm sorry I'm vertical. I can't fix that. Unfortunately, it's such a big fat bummer. Okay, let's see. Let me see if I can pull up my live again. Goodness gracious. What happened? I have no idea. I couldn't get it to come back. So yeah, such a bummer. I'm sorry about that. So I don't know when I froze up, but here's my card. I stamped this on the inside. The sentiment is from that saying hey stamp set. But there we go. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry about this, but we're back. Thanks for finding me. Okay. But I've got one more card. So we're going to switch gears and we're going to use the Corner in Bloom stamp set. And for that, I'm going to start with a full quarter sheet of cardstock. Okay. So that is a 5.5 by 4 1/4 piece of basic white. And then we're going to use that great big corner stamp. It's so big, I've got it on a background stamp block. And I'm going to ink this up with some Memento ink. If you guys could give me the thumbs up, that would really help, especially on this since we lost a bunch of people. That really helps. Okay, now I do want to stamp this because this is such a big stamp. I'm going to pull in a piercing mat. And I want to stamp this. I've got a bunch of ink on my hands, so let's put it on the side that's not schmutzed. And I'm just going to stamp this on here like so. All right. Ugh. Voila. And then we're going to stamp it again. And I will add the part 1 or part 2, depending on which video you're watching, links in the other video, if that makes sense. Okay, and then I'm just going to put this on here. And I want to be able to trim the white just a little. Oh. Now, if you struggle lining things up, I highly recommend using a stamp positioner for this because that'll make it much, much easier. But we'll be able to trim just a little bit off the top and the bottom. And I will do that right here. Sorry, I got my old paper cutter out. You are on this side, you're going to have to cut off just a teeny bit. But the other side you should be able to be okay with. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to color this. Oh, I love this stamp because it's so pretty. So I thought I would use some Azure Afternoon, some Summer Splash, and some Granny Apple Green blends to color this in. So I think I'm going to start with my Granny Apple. This is just such a relaxing process. So if you like watching the coloring, this is definitely for you. So what I always do whenever I color pretty much anything is I'm going to start with my darkest area and my dark marker. So like the inside of the flower leaves, if there's a line on it, I will put some dark in that area, or else just at the base of each leaf. Okay, so just turn your cardstock as needed. There's a couple of kind of big leaves in this little piece here. And I'm only going to do about half at a time just to keep it manageable. So now I'm going to come in with my light and we'll blend. Sometimes my marker is squeaky. Sometimes it definitely, if you push really hard, that can make your marker squeak more. Sometimes they just squeak. Like some colors are just prone to being squeaky. And I think this granny apple is one of them. Because even when I don't push very hard, it's still squeaky. Some squeak more with more pressure, but oh, so relaxing. To just color. Sometimes I will stamp a bunch of images up and then I will color them like while I'm watching TV. So I just have several images stamped and ready to go. Of course, I use Memento for this so that they don't bleed when I use my Stampin' Blends, because the blends are alcohol-based markers. So StazOn is an alcohol-based pad. So if I used StazOn, it would bleed into one another and the ink would smear. But because Memento is not alcohol-based, it's a water-based ink pad, which is also part of why it doesn't, why it's not as opaque. But it will not bleed with my blends. So that is why that's why we have different blacks for different things. It is not a conspiracy to get you to buy more black ink pads. The downside of StazOn is it is kind of staining to your rubber and your photopolymer. So it's a little harder to get those images clean. Oh, this already looks pretty. Oh, just love it. Oh, the paper cutter. I know. It is a good one. I wish they would not have gotten rid of it too. It actually is one of my favorites. I have two of them. And I think my favorite part is that the blade basically sharpens as you use it. Like every time you use it, it's self-sharpening, which is nice. But it doesn't score, and you gotta score. A girl's gotta score sometimes, you know? Sometimes I marvel at the things I say during my lives. Okay. All right. So let's blend with our light once again. And then we are going to do some of these flowers in our blue and some of these flowers in our Summer Splash. You can, of course, do them in any colors. Yellow would be lovely. You could do Lemon Lolly or Daffodil Delight. You could do Spring pinks, you know, like petal pink, calypso coral. Oh, that would be so pretty. Whatever color combination you like. I like having a couple just because it adds interest to the whole thing. Okay, just about done. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm going to start with my darker blue. And so same idea. Going to do the base of each petal with my dark color. And then we'll blend out to the light. Now we've got this center section on these flowers. Some of these are too dark to make a huge difference, but it's important that you don't ignore them, because I think it really can add a lot to this. And I also think it's important to do them in a contrasting color. Oh, that is not. Ooh, so pretty. Oh, I love that. Okay. So I'm trying to decide on my color scheme. Like, do I want to do every other? I think every other is so predictable. Also, you guys, because my husband's not home right now, my poor dogs are like wasting away to nothing because dinner is at 6 and it is now 6:13. I heard one bark because she's just like, what is this place? So difficult. I'm assuming you may have pets that have similar feelings when it is dinner time. These dogs, so spoiled. Now you might be wondering, why am I using this end? I feel like every so often, and I think it's probably just a figment of my imagination, that the brush tip may be lighter or potentially even darker than the bullet tip. Oh my goodness, these dogs. They haven't said boo all day long. And I'm live right now and they are not happy. Oh my goodness. Okay. Getting there. Oh, I'm out of frame. Thanks, Wendy. Sorry about that. That kind of happens. Sometimes when it rains, it pours, doesn't it? I'm coming back with a little bit more dark just because I want to have just a little bit more contrast. I could also add a little bit of my color lifter to lighten things. Okay. I think there could be a revolt happening upstairs. But I know my neighbor kid is playing basketball outside and they might be seeing that. Also, can we just talk? I mean, it's dark now, but the days are getting longer, you guys. I love that. It makes me so happy. Oh, they're coming down here like, hello. Have you forgotten that we're here? We're dying of hunger. Okay, so there we go. Now let's switch to this summer splash. So I'm going to, again, start with my dark. And then what I think I'm going to do is for the center of the flowers that have the center, maybe we'll throw some yellow in there. Ooh, I think that would be good. I just love when the days get longer because that means summer is coming. My favorite. I am a big fan of summer. I love the change of seasons, and here in the Midwest, we certainly get that. But I really hate when it gets dark, in the fall at like 4:30. That's just a bit much. 80 degrees, Susan. Oh my goodness. Well, it was like almost 70 here. That is very unheard of for this time of year in Iowa. But I loved it. Oh, aren't these colors pretty? Now, I have a really cool technique in case you're like, oh, she's just going to color the rest of it. I got to show you what I'm doing for the center of this because it's pretty cool. And I think you guys are going to like it. Look at me. I'm full of ink. Goodness. Okay. Much better than 6 degrees. Yeah, I bet that was particularly hard on Texans. 6 degrees is not balmy weather now, is it? Okay, we're almost there. I had half a mind to do to stamp and color half of this before I went on live, but I thought, no, I'll just do it in the video. They like to watch me color. Maybe you do, but I know this is a lot of coloring. So thank you for bearing with me. I also see a few spots I need to hit with my Granny Apple Green marker, so that's okay. We'll come back to it. And then we will also do the centers in with a little bit of Daffodil Delight, which will add just the right amount of pop for this. Okay. So let us find our granny apple spots. Okay, here we go. I swear, here we go. It's like, there's a couple of them. All right, I feel like we got it. Then I'm gonna do some granny or some Daffodil Delight in the center of these, and oh, that just adds a nice little pop of color, which is perfect for this. Okay, and then we're going to add some Clear Wink of Stella, because, I mean, hello, why wouldn't we? Clear Wink of Stella, as you well know, is the perfect addition to any colored image or not colored image. We don't discriminate on whether we have colored in that pretty flower or not. Actually, I'm a big fan of coloring with Clear Wink of Stella instead of color, because everything's better with glitter, right? Okay, now here's the big finale. This one actually doesn't take a ton of time, but you could stamp your sentiment right in there and that would be fine, whatever. But what if we took and, well, I'm just going to show this to you. I stamped the sentiment on a piece of white cardstock and I was thinking, oh, I'll just pop it up. Nope, got to do more than that. I thought, well, what would fit in there? And then I thought, ooh, this would fit in there. This is the die from the postage. As you can see, it's bigger than the die itself. So what I did is I put my plate on here and ran it through this much. Then I put my stamped image, I kind of lined it up, and then I put this and lined it up. And what's cool is you can just kind of set the die. It'll just kind of fit in. You'll feel it kind of lock in, I guess is my best way of saying it. Then I put the plate from here over, so like that. So I didn't cut it all the way. And so what I mean by that is, let me grab my plate. So when I'm running it through my machine, the second time I want this end to cut. So I run it through, I push it through my machine like this. So it's going, and it's not cutting here, but it is cutting here to make the longer piece. So that's how I did that. It takes 2 passes through is what I'm trying to say. So I put that on there and then I thought, oh, I need my other color. So then I think this actually might be Coastal Cabana, but it's, you know, coordinating pretty good. So I basically cut this to fit my sentiment. All right. And then I've got my postage layer. So the 2 will fit on there so gorgeously. And you know that I can't not put some dimension on here. So we're going to add dimensionals between these 2 layers. And then I can't help myself. So we're going to put more dimensionals on and pop up the postage. And I just love that you can make a custom sized postage stamp. Actually, I guess we could put that on there. Does it need to be popped up? Well, it will look better if it's popped up. Oh, so wasn't that worth waiting for all that coloring? So you could see how I did that. And you can make just a multitude of sized postage dies, you know, different sizes to fit based on using that technique of running it through twice. Okay, so we're going to put all of this on a black card base because, well, hello. And you can see there's just a little black that sticks out, but I love the look of it. So I'll just put that on there. And then I think we could even, gosh, is that on there straight? I can't tell. I'm not sure. But I'm okay with popping it up because I'm going to put some of my black baker's twine on here. Why? Because I can. And what a beautiful birthday card this is. It's just so pretty. And I love the colors. These are actually not my typical Stamp and Blend colors, you know. But this is just so gorgeous. And this corner is just such a pretty stamp. You can just do so many different things with it because of the way they made it. And then, of course, as you probably know, there is a single stamp that coordinates with this as well. Well, first of all, we should put this on right side up, just because it's the right thing to do, right? Okay, now let's make sure it's on straight. I think that's good. It's so hard to do through my camera, believe it or not. But there we go. Oh my gosh, so gorgeous. Now don't forget, you can get a free card kit when you spend $50 in my online store between now and March 2nd. And they're the projects we created during my live last week. And then if you spend $75, you can also get a free embellishment. And, ooh, what if we used some of these black sparkle gems on this card? I've been kind of neglecting my embellishing, but oh, so pretty. I am determined to kind of use these dots up. There we go. I think I did it. So pretty. Oh, I love that. And I used up my sheet, so that makes me happy. All right. Oh, and then for the inside, we can just take and stamp our single stamp on here. And give that a quick coloring. Ooh, what if I combined my two colors? That would be kind of fun. All right, so I'm gonna do some azure. I decided I have to say it wrong once, and then I can say it right the second time. So I go azure the first time, and then azure the second. You're welcome for that entire description. You're like, Dina, have you lost your mind? Okay, so this is going to blend from Azure to Summer Splash. And gosh, we could even probably pull Pool Party in here if we needed to. But I kind of like the two colors happening on this single flower. So pretty. And then, of course, our granny apple. Love it. Laura wants to join my watercolor. There should be watercolor happy, I believe, in the description of this video. Otherwise, if you drop me an email, Laura, I'll send you the link. It's on my social media somewhere. I'll post it again too. Because, oh, good month to join because I'm super excited. We're going to start in on flowers this month. Oh, it's going to be fun. Okay. And then we'll put that in there like so. So if you're just joining in, there is actually a part 1 to this video. I froze up for whatever reason. I will link the part 1 video in this video when I can. And then I'll link the part 2 into the first part 1 so you can find it wherever you are watching me from. So sorry about that. Oh, but let's see all the cards we made today. All right, so we made this glorious beauty. We made this fun bee card to go with our Meant to Be class coming out later this week. Oh my gosh, the cards are so cute. And then we made this Nature's Natural Botanicals card to kick things off. So kind of a hodgepodge of goodies today. So I hope you loved this video. Sorry it's all oriented wrong and all the issues. Oh my goodness. It is so Monday, isn't it? I hope though that you enjoyed the projects. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will get you the links you're looking for. In fact, Laura, I will put in that Paint with Dina if it's not in here. I feel like it is though. So just click on that. All right, friends, have a great rest of your week. I will see you soon. Bye.